Hey Trailblazers, Leila here with your mindset makeover for this week, and in this week's episode we are looking at comparison. So I'm wondering, have you ever compared yourself with somebody else, and if so, what were you comparing? Share below, let me know your thoughts, and we'll have a conversation there. So comparison, this thing, right, that we all do when we look to something outside of ourselves and we make a judgment, because that is essentially what comparison is. When you know that you are good enough exactly as you are, and you realize that who you are is perfectly fine, there isn't a need for comparison, okay? So I'm going to share with you a couple of points, okay, to really help you and guide you and support you along the journey, because there's been a lot in social media recently about Instagram being a highlight reel and most of social media just showing off all the good stuff, right? And there's nothing wrong with that, as long as we know as the observer that it's not the whole picture, it's not the full picture. So the first point that I want to share with you is this, right? That you are on your own journey. You are here to realize your own dreams, right? It's an inner journey. You're here to live out your best life and to become the best version of who you are according to what is right and true for you within. Okay, you're here to follow your own heart, make your own dreams come true, and to do that with all the trust and faith in this world, right? Like, this is what you're here to experience. And part of that purpose is to share that with others. Part of your journey, all of our journeys, is to share our dreams with others. This reminds me of one of my Leila's Wise vibes from when I was 12 or 13 years old, which is to dream your dreams, and then one day show them to your friends or your family. And it's available from my little red book of wisdoms, actually. And and it's so true. You're here to live your life, you're here to live your dreams, and to share them with others around you. Now, because that is absolutely true for each and every single one of us, it also must then be true for each and every single one of us, right? For the next person, it's also true that that person is here to live their lives, their dreams, according to what is right and true for them in their hearts. And they are here to be the best version that they are here to be. So what is true for you is also true for another, right? And if that is the case, then there is no room for comparison, because you know that that person is doing the absolute best that they can for themselves, and that they are good enough exactly as they are. But just because they are good enough as they are does not mean that you are less. You, as a beautiful soul, as a beautiful person, are completely whole exactly as you are. You're an amazing person, and you have so much more to give and so much more to do, and it's all within you. And if this is true for you, it's also true for another. Now, this mindset really helped me to overcome a lot of things when I was younger, and I would compare myself with one of my best friends and see that she had a pretty stable life, and she had a really good family. They were really close as a family. They were able to do things together and have fun and laugh and keep an eye on each other and so on. And in comparison, my family situation wasn't like that at all. There was a lot of abuse, a lot of really hard times, a lot of pain, a lot of tears, and a lot of anger as well. And it was such a contrast. And what I realized growing up, because this was pretty much most of my childhood, up until I was about in my 20s, and what I realized was that there was no point me comparing, because what my best friend was going through is not what I was going through. And what I was going through, she wasn't. And I wouldn't wish what was happening to me like to happen to her. I just couldn't ever do that. Of course you can't. You don't want to wish pain on anybody, right? And so this made me realize that we do all have different purposes and different life experiences. And those life experiences serve a greater purpose for each of us, and that is okay. And so instead of comparing with her and all the good stuff that she had, I started to look at what was good in my life, what was working for me, what could I create, what could I manifest. And actually her family became like a second family to me. So it was just like all these blessings work out in amazing ways. So what I'm sharing here with you is that you are here to have your own journey, and you can own your own journey, right? It's not worth it spending time comparing yourself with another when you have all of the tools within you to discover what is true and right for you, right? And to have whatever you deeply desire. Behind the scenes as well, you never know what's going on, right? So again, sharing that story about one of my best friends and I, like behind the scenes, you'd never know what was happening either to me or to her. And so we assume, when we compare ourselves with somebody else, we assume that we know the full picture, and we have no idea. Now, as a self-mastery mentor, as a coach, and as a trauma healer, trauma coach, what I know of people's stories are just mind-blowing. They're just incredible. There's a lot of stuff that many people are carrying. Now, I would never share them, but also I never assume that what is on the surface is all that there is. So behind the scenes, you never know what is actually going on for somebody. So I'd really encourage you to look at the bigger picture there. Okay, so the next point and the final point is that really you want to focus on loving yourself more. Okay, you want to focus on caring for yourself, working on your, on your inner world, working on all the things that you want, working on your worthiness, and focus on loving yourself more today than yesterday. Okay, so the final point is that you want to focus on loving yourself more than yesterday, okay? You want to focus on becoming the best version of yourself. And really this is going to come down to the self-talk that you have going on in your mind. You want to, ask yourself, like, how close are you to your dreams? Are you working diligently and confidently and committedly, if that's even a word, with like where you're wanting to go? Are you doing what you are here to do? Are you closer and closer to feeling better within yourself? Are you honoring your feelings, your emotions, your needs, your deep desires more than yesterday? Because if you are, you're not going to have time to focus on what somebody else is doing. Because also the second thing is, where you're not going to have time to focus on what another is doing, you're also only going to have time really to wish somebody else well, to wish them the best, to hope and pray that they actually do amazing things in this life, and that they keep going and they fulfill what they are here to fulfill. This is what happens when we start to really love ourselves, because we take the focus away from another onto ourselves, loving ourselves as we want to be loved by others, and as we want to show love to others as well. It's about treating yourself how you want others to treat you. If you want to be treated with respect and with joy and with with like this good-heartedness, then expect it from other people as well. So, with that being said, I would love to hear your thoughts. Do you compare yourself with others on social media? How do you find it? What are you comparing yourself with? And post below, let me know, okay? I'd love to hear. Be sure to subscribe, to like, and to comment, and I will see you next week. Bye. Picture there. Okay.